right, Overmaniacs, welcome back to the OverMark podcast, the only show that still believes pyro, profanity, and poor booking can all coexist under one roof. Before we dive into the latest batch of wrestling insanity, I've got to introduce the man who's been raising hell since the Family Values Tour was rolling through arenas. This guy once got sunburned in the mosh pit during Korn's Follow the Leader tour and still brags about it like it's a Medal of Honor. He's got more stories from late night cookout runs than Tony Khan's got excuses for booking. And if you've ever argued with him about wrestling online, congratulations, you lost. He's the loudest voice in the room, the neon embodiment of the 90s, my co-host, my headache, my brother in bad decisions, TJ.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks for the intro, Dave.
You're welcome. And speaking of welcome to episode 67. You know, we've been doing this for a minute now. How's it going? You're doing pretty good today, I suppose?
Not too bad. You know, we started 15 minutes of the podcast without hitting record, so this is number 2 here, and I just whacked the mic while you're doing your intro. So we're filled with a whole bunch of good stuff, but we are recording right now, so we got that going for us.
And I just told TJ off air, but on here once again, that you forgot to hit record.
Yeah, me either. That was pretty good. But yeah.
All right, but we're starting off good.
Yeah, we are. But we'll go ahead and we'll jump into a little bit of the conversation we were just talking about. But yeah, so you've been playing World of Warcraft. Is that pretty much what you say your weekend revolved around?
Yeah, you know, this the Ascension private server is popping, and it's pretty fun, and it's the Halloween event right now. I saw the mount drop twice. I forgot to mention that before, and I lost it both times, but I'm going to get it.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, so
okay.
How long till it goes away?
I think it's like early November.
Okay.
Like the first weekend of November, something like that.
Yeah.
I got time.
Yeah, it's funny. I left the thing on again for about 2 minutes. Intro thing. So we're looking great today. But, yeah, I remember.
Enjoy our graphics.
I remember I ended up getting that, but it was like, you know, throughout all the years, there's like some years that were way easier than other ones, and then different variations. Like, sometimes it would like drop for like the whole group, and then you roll for it, or then it would be like by yourself. And I don't know. I remember I got it, and I was pretty happy with it. It's a badass mount. You know, I'm rolling the mounts and all that. Yeah, it was one of the first ones, actually, if not the first one, that was a ground and flying mount, I feel like. But yeah, we were talking a little bit about it earlier, and we were talking about like maybe like, you know, what would bring me back to WoW, but I'm gonna hit it with a little bit different of an angle here. So we got something fresh that we'll talk about, since we're not repeating the exact same thing we just talked about. But
yeah.
So, you know, we actually met through Classic WoW, me and Dave. Like that. So that's how much of like a life-changing experience Classic WoW was for a lot of people that were playing it. You know, they gained friends that they still had to this day. I'm sure some people got married through it. You know, there's just a lot of different things that people experienced through Classic World of Warcraft, mainly the vanilla version, I feel like. But man, it was just a really awesome experience. You know, it was while COVID happened, came out pretty early on in it, so we were all just locked up in our houses, couldn't go anywhere, and it was just the perfect time to play WoW. And you know, I was tanking, Dave was a GM warrior, I was a Scarab Lord tank for our guild. We pretty much ran the server we were on. If you know, we wanted to kill somebody, they got killed, and it was for however long we wanted to. We would do whatever we wanted, generally, to people. It was awesome, you know, like the community was there. I just loved it's funny, I love the grinding of the game. I like the world buffs. I like all this different stupid little mechanics that just make it its own quirky little game. And, you know, I'm sure you share a very similar experience in how you look at it. And that's the only thing, is it can't be beat. I don't think you can top that of what we had there.
Probably not. I mean, 70, you know, it probably is pretty close, but that's after that it kind of just tapers off each iteration of the game. But it is what it is.
Well, I meant the
And
specific time where we all, like, when we met each other, when it came out. I think even
oh yeah,
if we did even get the whole group again together, like, it would be great, but it wouldn't be that time.
no, even if we could get everybody that we really liked, it would just because it's so many more years have passed. There's no lockdown where everybody can just constantly degenerately be around.
Yeah.
But speaking of degenerately being around, today's topics are that we have SmackDown from October 17th, 2025. AEW WrestleDream, which was fairly degenerate from October 18th, 2025. The news, and we're bringing it back because you asked for it. Push or pass. Follow us on all of our socials at OverMarkENT. Like, comment, and subscribe on all of our videos. I just dropped a thing off the desk over there. Help us defeat old Uncle Al. He's a dickhead.
Yeah, he
And
is.
TJ's going to jump us into SmackDown this week.
I don't want to hear that word here again.
That's right.
All right, so we got SmackDown. It happened October 17th, last Friday. And they had an attendance of 10,559. They had about 300 in there. Yeah, it said they had 291 left. Who knows how they get that exact amount, but that's what they're reporting. So it was at the SAP Center at San Jose, California. Like I was, had a thought pop in my head. It's kind of funny, how many different shows they have in California. It's like UFC, boxing, wrestling, all the concerts, the comedy stuff, and it already costs so much to live there. It's like how do all these people constantly just afford all these shows? It's just like the human income is just, or the American income is just credit cards.
Yeah. It's not great.
It is not.
Maybe, like I said before, maybe it's because they have such a high population, but I don't know. There's probably got to be quite a bit of crossover audience just based on some of these areas. But anyway, why don't you tell us what happened?
Oh man, so it starts with this Cody Rhodes promo, and I thought it was a pretty good little promo. Like, it was pretty similar to a lot of the stuff that you can get from Pro Cody usually, but Cody's not usually losing. But I felt like he felt fired up in his delivery here, and felt like he put a pretty good effort out. I didn't hate this.
A decent promo, slightly better than average SmackDown promo. I thought, nothing. I'm not like turbo excited about it, but it was probably one of the better parts of the episode.
And then we had a Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair defeating Sol Ruca and Zarya for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. What'd you think?
Oh, it was a decent. It was a decent match. I don't hate most of these girls, and like I was saying before, earlier, Beatus and Brandon are super excited for Sol Ruca. Obviously her future is going to be very bright, but it's just funny that even they are able to latch on to some people that are talented quickly when they see them.
Yeah, I had mentioned that I thought that Sol Ruca was kind of like a step back in ring from some of the girls that they've been getting, the past 3 or 4 years. I think that she's going to be a part of the company for a while, and especially if Hunter's booking it, because this is the kind of girl that he likes. He likes that type of grunge metal type stuff, and so this fits perfectly with the kind of girls that he wants to book. I imagine Rhea Ripley and her will be headlining WrestleMania one day together. It'll be like Triple H's dream there. But that's what I'm saying is like, I asked you earlier, like, if maybe you had saw any of that where you thought that maybe she was a step back in the ring.
Yeah, a little bit. I haven't been watching her super intently, but she's not like Stephanie Vakir or anything.
No, she's not. But I just feel like she's kind of a little bit slow and all that, especially for being younger. But just something to keep an eye on.
I think she is pretty young though. I think it's like 22, 23, so whatever.
Good for her. Yeah, she's got a bright future. But speaking of somebody that had a bright future after coming back from one night, it was Ilya Dragunov.
26.
Oh, okay. Well, Ilya.
Sorry.
Oh, she is. Okay, you're good. Ilya Dragunov defeating Sami Zayn, and he's the new U.S. Champion. I thought that was kind of weird. felt like this kind of reminded me of like AEW booking, where you have something that just kind of happens for maybe like a shock value, which is okay sometimes, but normally shock value I feel like would be on like a guy that's kind of like a star, or like somebody that like, okay, now we got this guy back, this is going to be fucking awesome, here we go, I'm ready for this. But instead I'm feeling like the guy that I maybe saw once or twice like putting my fries in the basket at McDonald's is the champion now, and this guy probably has about less charisma than that guy, believe it or not.
Yeah, this sucked. It's just it's not for me. And you know, you could see all the people in the crowd. They were all like, and then other people were like,
I think I did hear a little bit of that. But that being said, just kind of questionable. And we're going to move on. And it's the Motor City Machine Guns defeating Los Garza. And it's weird. Motor City Machine Guns look like they've been smoking like 6 packs of cigarettes a day, every day, for the past 25 years, because they look 10 years to 15 older than they actually are. And Los Garza, I guess they're okay, but I mean, why the fuck would I care about this match?
yeah, I mean, this match wasn't for me. I kind of was just like, you know, I was ready to fast forward through it a bit. I just don't really care about anybody that's in it.
Yeah, well, maybe some 2 guys that we care about a little bit more, and that's Drew McIntyre defeating Cody Rhodes by disqualification. And I definitely didn't mind this. You know, it's Cody definitely felt fired up here. Felt like he had a little bit of, they're trying to make it seem like he has some kind of edge to him. You know, apparently they've heard the criticisms to creative, and they're going to be trying to change stuff up. So maybe this is that direction a little bit, but we shall see.
Well, you know, let's just move on to high point, low point.
All right. Well, my high point, which is the same as yours, is Cody versus Drew. What, you got kind of anything to say about that?
Yeah, you know, these guys are professionals at the top of the industry, and most of the time, most of the stuff that are gonna do is gonna be at least decent, and that's what we got here. You know, probably average SmackDown ending, but at least Cody is looking a little bit more rugged, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess he is. And then we'll move on to our low point, and it was both of the same things here again, which we usually don't do. It's Sammy versus losing that title to Dragunov, and I kind of highlighted a little bit, but it's just, you know, who the fuck cares about this guy? And if he's gonna be a face going in there, I don't think going in and beating Sami Zayn's the way to do it. It's kind of weird that like Sammy got these belts and then kind of like had a couple weeks and just lost to this guy.
Yeah, man.
Maybe Sammy's
Shitty.
maybe Sammy's about to win the World Heavyweight Championship. That's the only thing I can think.
Oh man. Well, I hope not. That means he'd have to beat Punk, and I don't want to see that.
Yeah. Well,
But anyway,
I gave let's do our rock paper scissors, but for the rankings. Okay. I'm gonna instead of rock paper scissors, I'm just to say some stupid words about rankings. Rankins. Shoot. Oh, what? Oh, we both got a 2.
yeah.
Oh man, I guess we tie this week because we gave this episode a 2 here. It was a pretty shitty one. You know, I feel like this show is completely lacking in any storytelling that I care about, and nothing unique's going on. And I mean, just why don't you just have somebody run like do that angle again? Be like, oh, somebody ran over Cody Rhodes. Let's find out who it is. There's got to be some kind of mystery to something on the show.
It's one of the shittier episodes of SmackDown in a while, and that's saying something because they haven't been very great lately. And for all of the AEW fans that say that we never shit on WWE, there you go. Fuck you.
Speaking of AEW fans and shitting on something, I want you to take us into a wild roller coaster of a night of wrestling that may or may not, depending on who you are, be the best wrestling pay-per-view of all time.
Well, I wish I had a toilet sound, but I don't, so we're just gonna.
Oh man.
No, we're not hanging up. We got AEW WrestleDream. At least we didn't have to watch Collision, October 18th, 2025, with an attendance of 6,114, set up for 6,364, available tickets 247 at the Chavez Arena in St. Louis, Missouri. One breath.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Goddamn. Think I'm going to pass out now, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm just kidding. So, I was nice enough to also include the pre-show stuff because I want to torture you folks as much as we were tortured having to watch this stuff. So here we go. We got Claudio Castagnoli, Daniel Garcia, and Pac and Wheeler Yuta defeating Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, and Ishii and Roderick Strong in a match of, I guess we had to get every guy on the show multi-man deal like we would have on Collision or Dynamite. I don't know. I kind of don't like most of the dudes that are involved in this. What'd you think of this, TJ?
I didn't fucking watch this. Come on.
Hell yeah.
Come on, are you kidding me? Like, okay, so, like, we got Claudio. He could be, like, in line up for your World Heavyweight Championship right now if you handle him correctly. Then we got a problem. There's Daniel Garcia. Like, I wouldn't wipe my ass with that guy. Then we got Pac. And Pac looks great, but the inconsistent booking and the visa issues and the health issues have really, why? It doesn't even really matter, though. Why would you care? He's literally just like anybody else and is used inconsistently. Then you have Wheeler Yuta. That tells you everything you need to know about this match. Kyle O'Reilly's okay. Orange Cassidy's okay. Ishii's a fucking brick, and I don't want to ever see that guy again. And then Roderick Strong's just okay, but another classic case of he is actually consistent booking. Consistently the background guy. Consistently not doing much. That's it.
Fuck, man. Well, speaking of fuck, man, we got Eddie Kingston and Hook defeating Cole Carter and Griff Garrison. I didn't even know Griff Garrison still worked there, but good for him for still collecting that AEW paycheck, I suppose.
They came out with Moné and held her belts for her and danced with her for her entrance.
Really?
Cole Carter and Griff Garrison. I think it was one other guy, but I
must have missed that part.
I didn't watch any of these matches, although we're gonna go over them, and I can just tell you what I think about the guys involved. But Eddie Kingston's cool, but he just came back after like almost a year, and like you just tossed him in 2 pre-matches in a row, like this guy is capable of getting over on your product, but you're just gonna bury him in bullshit. I know you got him and the Hook thing going on, but it just seems kind of weird. Like you pair these things up, but you don't ever jump with them. And then Cole Carter and Griff Garrison. I mean. Okay.
Man, I can't say what I want to right now, so we're going to move on. We got Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale defeating Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. This match was actually all right. And it was one of the better performances from Penelope I've seen. I'm not normally crazy into her in-ring work, but she did all right here.
Harley and Willow are pretty good. I'll give you. That's about all I got to say about this.
Yep. Well, and then we had a match that started on the pre-show that finished on the pay-per-view because they're trying to do unpredictable booking so that you can feel like
This
anything that could happen.
It looked unprofessional.
Yeah. So you had Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood defeating Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey. Like I said, carrying over into the pay-per-view. This was just one of the less good FTR matches that I've ever seen.
You know what they were thinking, right?
No.
If they didn't have, like, oh man, there's these last-second viewers, and they were thinking about buying, they just get this match is so good that they're going to have to buy it just to see the ending of it. Oh my God, did this match actually end up going into the pay-per-view? But it's just like, it's FTR, who you've used like garbage, and then Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight.
Well, we open the main card here after that match ends with Jamie Hayter defeating Tekla. I like Jamie Hayter. I don't like Tekla. I'm glad Jamie Hayter won. I didn't care about this match though, and it was all right.
It was just okay. I mean, I'm not going to hate on it or whatever, but Tekla just, I don't know.
She doesn't do it for me.
Me either.
Well, speaking of not doing it for me, we got the Jurassic Express defeating the Young Bucks in a match of I don't want to see anybody that is involved. It was also a 500K tag team match. This was a match that I made sure that I didn't really pay all that much attention. We talk about the bathroom match that they used to refer to the women's matches being back in the Attitude Era. Well, now this match would be the bathroom match. Certainly.
I paid attention for you.
What'd you think?
You've seen this match any other time you've seen these guys in a ring together? I mean, it's almost all the exact same spots in the same exact time that you've seen in any other match. Apparently, this went 23 minutes. I felt like it went 38. This felt like it went on a really, really long time, and the Bucks, they're gonna wrestle the way they do. They should probably be on the way out after this contract, but they won't be. They're gonna hang on to this as long as they can. The match wasn't the worst match ever, but if you've seen a Young Bucks match, you've seen every single one of them. And they usually only wrestle people that they're buddies, and here's their buddies, and I don't know. Jurassic Express I could care less about. It's just overall a pretty average match.
Yep. Well, the next match we had the Hurt Syndicate defeating the Demand, which is Ricochet's group. And this match was actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
I don't hate most of these guys.
They've had good matches every time they've gone against each other, the two groups.
Yep. I wish that Ricochet's group was a little bit better dudes, besides Ricochet, but not everybody can be at that level, I guess. But yeah, it was decent.
At least they got size. At least the visuals of these groups going against each other is something that looks real.
Right, it is a believable thing.
Yeah.
And speaking of believable things, we'll move on to the next match. We had a TNT Championship match. Kyle Fletcher defeated Mark Briscoe. I like this match. I like Kyle Fletcher, and I like Mark Briscoe. What'd you think?
This is probably the best match of the night, I feel. I like both guys' chemistry together. They wrestle pretty well. This is a pretty good match. I liked it. Since they were held back on some of the stuff they could do. They couldn't blade and do other stuff because of the state that they were in for this. But so I feel like that may have affected the match that they had here a little bit, but pretty solid match.
Well, I can't disagree with any of that assessment. And we're going to move on. We had the AEW World Championship match. Chris Statlander defeating Tony Storm to retain. This pretty good match. I like both of these gals. This was, one of the better matches of the night for sure. What'd you think?
I mean, I think it was one of the better matches of the night, but I was kind of underwhelmed by the match compared to some of the other big matches that Tony Storm's had.
Yeah. That's fair. Well, we had a title for title, TBS and ROH Women's TV titles. Mercedes Moné defeating Mina Shirakawa. She retains the TBS title and wins the Ring of Honor Women's title. So she got 12 belts now?
It's the interim Women's TV title. It's not even the real one. This is probably one of the low points of the night. I'd say nobody's feeling this. It's just like somebody getting paid to live out their fantasies while everyone watches and is essentially just like not enjoying themselves.
Well, speaking of not enjoying ourselves, we had to watch Brodito defeat Okada and Takashita. And the match,
this was a good match.
The in-ring wasn't bad. I did enjoy the in-ring. Okada still doesn't look like Okada. I don't think we're ever going to see the real Okada in AEW.
I think he did better in this match than he has some other recent ones.
Yeah, that's fair. When are we going to see Okada? The one that everybody was all hyped about when he was a free agent.
You're not going to. But I tell you one thing you're not going to see either is I'm not saying these guys don't sell. I'm saying that they sell for 0.2 seconds. And I'm not going to try to sound like all the other old guys. I'm not a wrestler. I can't tell people what to do. But there's got to be a way to make me feel like that shit hurt better than you're getting through to me now. Because, when you're literally getting, pile driven and you're up half a second later, I mean, it just doesn't, to me, feel like it's. Yeah, I don't know. It's not that it's not legit to me. It's just like it doesn't work. You know, there's a special spot in between, and it's faster than it used to be, but you can still do it. But where the best guys these days still sell a little bit, they're selling, but they still get up in their facials. They're hurt. These guys are like, they're not hurt. They're miles a minute. They're looking pissed off. Like, oh, I'm gonna get him. Nobody's said they just want to get their shit off, and they got their shit off.
Got to get their shit in
for at least 18 minutes of this match.
Well, speaking of getting your shit off, we had the AEW World Championship match, Hangman Adam Page defeating Samoa Joe, and then they beat down old Adam Page after the match. I didn't really care about this. It's kind of strange also that your world title match isn't your main event and that you're having something else be your main event, but I don't know. Why would you not have your title be your main event?
It already would lead me to believe that they think that Hangman Adam Page's title reign so far isn't bringing in the interest that they thought it would.
Whoever could have foreseen such a unfortunate set of circumstances, TJ? I don't know.
I feel like it could have been us before. You knew he was beating Moxley when he won the Owen. I feel like we said the exact same then. And then when he won, we said the same thing. And we probably said it earlier than that.
Well, we're going to move on.
It was an okay-ish match. Sorry, it was an okay-ish match, by the way. But it's just like, why the fuck would you care?
Exactly. And speaking of not caring, I didn't really care about this main event. I fell asleep twice trying to watch it and I had to struggle through it today. I quit match, Darby Allin defeating Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley quit, obviously. There was a whole lot of garbage in this match. The only redeeming part was when Sting came out, and honestly, I almost put that as the high point, but because of the people that were involved that Sting was having to take the baseball bat to, I couldn't put it as the high point. But we did get to see like old man Sting, so that was pretty cool.
I'm surprised that he wants anything to do with this shit. He's like, wait, they probably didn't even tell him. I bet you he was like, fuck, man, he just tried to drown him in a fish tank. Now I got to go out there. He's like a Christian guy. It's that's somewhat surprising. But, I mean, I saw somebody say in an article that it's pretty obvious now that Darby's the guy. And it's like, you couldn't be further from the truth. There is no guy. There's just not.
Yeah.
No one has been able to separate themselves from the pack in this company. It doesn't matter who you are.
There was a time that the guy was there, and now he's back in WWE, and he's about to be the guy there.
I mean, it's not even then. Like, I agree with you, but they would have found a way to fuck that up too, and they did. and they did. All right, we can
high point, low point. Let's go. You tell me yours. I'll tell you mine.
Mine was Fletcher versus Briscoe. I felt like this was a better in ring than almost any match of the night, and their chemistry is pretty good. It was a solid match.
That's a good match of the night. I almost picked that, but I ended up picking Storm and Statlander just because I really like both of these gals, and I wanted to give them their props. Not the greatest match of all time, but
it was good.
I still enjoyed it. Yeah.
Compared to everything else on the card too, it's a solid choice.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, what was your low point?
Mine was Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks, and it's mainly because and I'll go over this real fast. What are some of like the best teams or wrestlers out there? Like Shawn Michaels, he can wrestle any style, right?
Mm-hmm.
People say he's one of the best. Like people wouldn't argue if you said that he's one of the best in-ring talent there ever is, right?
Best in-ring of all time.
How many different styles? How many different styles do you see the Young Bucks wrestle?
I don't know.
One. And
the Young Bucks style.
Yeah, and there's a small subset of people out there, and it's because the Young Bucks, I feel like, perpetuated this, acting like they're the best of all time. Well, I got some news for you.
Couple of dick smokes.
I don't know. Anyway, they could be great guys. We don't know that. I'm just commenting on what I'm watching.
Yeah.
I'm just trying. I just want to be fair. But we'll move on.
That's fine. That's fair. Fuck them. Anyway, my low point was Darby versus Moxley. Fuck Jon Moxley. I don't want to see him maybe ever again, or maybe back in WWE as Dean Ambrose after he's been off of TV for like a year or something. I don't know. I'm John Moxley the fuck out of this, and this was a garbage match. Normally, I don't mind a hardcore style of match. This one was trash. I don't know.
Isn't it funny how we thought that the Moxley pay-per-view stuff being all over the show was going to end after All In, but then here he is like a couple pay-per-views later headlining it.
It boggles my mind. So anyway, show ranking. What was yours?
Let's rock, paper, scissors it real quick. All right.
Okay.
All right. Show me that rating now.
3.
Oh, yep. Same. We got a lot of the same shit this week, but I mean, what can
should
you do?
Should just suck this week. It's not our fault.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that word here again.
Well, I think our friend Tony actually said it the best.
Well, how about if I know one when I see one?
Oh man, that's awesome.
And
she was a hooah.
Oh wow. And speaking of knowing one when I see one, it's time for the news.
This puts me down in that seat.
And I got news for you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
That is true.
If you go to Shopify.com right now, TJ, you too can fire up a storefront and sell t-shirts and whatever the belts on your wall back there.
I bet I could. They don't pay us though.
Yeah.
They could.
Fire up promo code DNT, and you'll get some kind of reward. No, it's just fake. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah.
You want to jump into what is it?
We're gaped.
Oh wow, I can't believe that. Don't know who told him any of that information, but we're gonna jump into this news like we just said, and we're hot off those reviews there, and we're gonna be hot into this hot news that we got here. It's just too hot to fucking handle, from what I've heard, but we saw a little bit of talk earlier this week, and it's about Stone Cold maybe returning for WrestleMania. So here we go, Dave. It's another round of maybe he's coming back, that being Stone Cold. Except this time, we got a spoiler for you. It's probably not happening. According to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, nobody's heard jack diddly poop about Stone Cold wrestling at WrestleMania 42 in Vegas. So all those YouTubers out there making these thumbnails with flaming skulls saying like he's back, or some, I'd say congrats, you're spreading them lies again, brother.
Of course he's not wrestling. He's almost 60. The man's done more for his neck than any chiropractor in Texas. You think he's going to take a bump in Vegas while Logan Paul's filming himself doing backflips off the set? Nah.
I don't know, man. I'd pay good money to see Austin give a stunner to Logan Paul in some kind of casino lobby or something, maybe.
Well, so would I, but only if it ends with a slot machine paying out beer cans.
And you know what this really might be? I don't think fans can let it go. Every time WWE might sneeze or something, someone says like, "Oh, Austin's coming back." He had that. I wouldn't say it was perfect, but he had a pretty good send off a couple of years ago. Against Kevin Owens, he rode off into the sunset with 2 beers and maybe a broken golf cart. Was he on a golf cart? No, I think it was ATV.
ATV, yeah, whatever. Exactly. Let the man chill on his ranch, drink real beer, flip off the cows if he wants to. You don't need him doing chain wrestling with LA Knight at his age.
Yeah, imagine that. Austin versus LA Knight. A whole match would just be like, yeah, what? Yeah, what? Until some dentures fly out.
I wouldn't mind that, actually. And the internet would still call it 5 stars because nostalgia is a hell of a drug.
That's the thing. Nostalgia's the only thing keeping half these shows together sometimes. WWE could wheel out some kind of like cardboard cutout of The Rock or something, and I think fans might still be chanting at it like one more match. The cardboard.
Yep. Meanwhile, the younger roster standing backstage like, hey, remember us? Nope. They're too busy milking the Attitude Era like it's the last cow in Texas.
I would much rather watch a fucking Rock cardboard cutout with him just like doing a satellite voiceover on it. But
that'd be awesome.
Yeah. But anyways, recapping, Austin's not wrestling. He's healthy, retired, and he's still cooler than 90% of the current roster. Fuck, I mean, probably 100%.
Oh yeah, without question. And if by some miracle he does wrestle, I hope it's against Father Time, because that's the only opponent left that makes sense.
All right, so
Or CM Punk.
yeah, I guess we're gonna crack a cold one for the Rattlesnake, and we'll probably move on. And coming up next is AEW's latest diarrhea. No, we're just kidding.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about Mercedes Moné here, and kind of what we think about maybe her push, and she's all over the news lately, but it's all just about like these belts and shit. So she ended up just breaking Jade Cargill's record for the longest reigning TBS champion the other day. She won the belt for the first time back at Double or Nothing 2024. She beat Willow Nightingale for it, and since then she's been collecting titles from every alphabet soup promotion on earth. She's got 12 belts now. Fucking 12, it's at this point she's less of a wrestler, more some kind of walking pawn shop.
She's one title away from turning into a luggage set.
Well, here's the problem, right? Like, nobody gives a shit. There's zero emotional connection, zero heat, zero pulse. She's supposed to be a heel, but she wrestles like she's doing Make-A-Wish and like meet and greets all the time.
She's the first villain in history who gets cheered for the matches ending early.
Yeah, it's like watching a TED Talk in gear. Hi, everyone. I'm here to inspire women globally by winning a belt in some place no one's ever heard of. Great, maybe you should inspire somebody to give a shit first.
She even had Camille as her bodyguard for a while, which was basically AEW's attempt at cosplay security theater. Looked like two people waiting for a bus.
Yeah, it did. That shit sucked so bad that it made Diesel and HBK look like The Godfather Part 2. Camille stood there like an NPC while Mercedes acted like she just reinvented, women's wrestling or something. I don't know.
Yeah, she reinvented background noise.
Yeah, pretty fucking much. She's holding every belt on earth pretty much, and somehow still managed to feel like she's between pushes. She's the least interesting champion since 1995 Diesel, and at least Diesel looked cool holding his belt.
Yeah, Mercedes looks like she's carrying all those titles out of guilt.
She's in the middle of one of those all-time worst runs for anyone that's been overpaid this amount of money. When you think about her run, there's like no promos that mattered, no matches that made noise, no rivalries that stuck. They were going to have her beat Toni Storm, but then they realized that they'd go over like some kind of wet fart in church, so then they pumped the brakes on it, and now it's going to be Chris Statlander next, who just beat Toni Storm. So you see kind of what they're doing. They sidelined it, so we can't have her beat Toni because people will lose it, but we'll have her beat Chris. So we'll have Chris beat Toni. But I'd rather watch some kind of Rampage rerun from 2022.
She's not building a legacy. She's building a playlist of matches people skip.
Yeah, you think so? And
yeah.
She's the only person that's gotten a rub from her. I think her entire AEW run is Stephanie Vakir. And she immediately took that buzz and went off to WWE with it. It wasn't even about the match. It was about the exposure from the match.
Yeah, she's basically AEW's LinkedIn endorsement for WWE.
And she's not over. She's overfunded. She's proof that you can buy like pretty much any prop or wrestling belt that you want in wrestling, but you can't buy charisma.
Yeah, she's Jade Cargill without the crowd, Toni Storm without the charm, Harley Cameron without the fan base. Congratulations, you're a full price version of nobody.
Oh no. Yeah, Jade Cargill. And it's funny because they might have her drop that thing at some point now since she passed Jade Cargill's run. I don't how long can this go on?
How much time you got?
Yeah, and then is she gonna lose every belt to like people at some point? Like, oh, I'm gonna lose like over and over and over and over. Like what? And I would understand like if these companies were getting some kind of like endorsement or like they were like being marketed, but I can't tell you a single one of those belts or who she won them off of, really.
Nope. Hog wrestling. I don't know.
Hog? What, like Dog the Bounty Hunter?
You never heard of Hog?
Yeah, Dog Bounty Hunter's wife.
Oh no. But anyway, let's move on to the next segment.
All right.
Hell with all this.
So, this is something that kind of spun off that whole Darby Allin, John Moxley, and being overly violent the other day. So this was straight out of the Who the Hell Approved This file. We got Jon Moxley and Darby Allin. They just had an I Quit match at WrestleDream. And at one point, Moxley tried to drown Darby in a fish tank. You heard that right. They literally did kind of like waterboarding the sequel, AEW.
For fuck's sake. I've been watching wrestling since guys sold an arm drag like they got shot. And now we're over here. We've got aquatic homicide theater.
It looked like a deleted scene from Breaking Bad, man. Moxley screaming, "Say I quit," while dunking Darby's head under like he's washing the dishes.
And people wonder why parents don't want their kids watching this crap. You got one dude getting drowned on a pay-per-view, and the next morning some 10-year-old's out there baptizing his little brother in the kiddie pool yelling, "I quit."
Exactly. And then Sarah Stock, the former AEW coach, comes out saying that mothers need to stop this. Kids are going to end up dead. And I don't know if I can agree with her completely here because there's a whole bunch of different sides that you can look at this. But, I mean, she's not wrong. I mean, why would you want your kids to watch this?
You're damn right she's not wrong. Fine line between hardcore and homicide. ECW pushed it, sure. Barbed wires, chairs, flaming table. But nobody tried to drown Sandman on TV.
Yeah, you know, even New Jack had a limit, and that man jumped off balconies for a living.
Yeah. What's next? I Quit, Electric Chair Edition, or maybe Buried Alive, for real this time.
Oh my.
Tony Khan's probably backstage like, bro, this'll trend.
Yeah, probably. I'm telling you, this is what happens when every match has to be more shocking than the last one. You start with chairs, and you end up with knee and scuba gear. I mean, ECW ran into this problem. Paul literally talked about this.
They're going to have to start doing matches with waivers. By entering the ring, you acknowledge that you may or may not drown, burn, or get your taxes audited.
And you know what kills me? The fans loved it. They're chanting, "This is awesome." Like they're at SeaWorld. Ooh.
Yeah, awesome. Until your favorite wrestler's lungs look like a SpongeBob episode.
Oh, no. So, yeah, you know, she is right. Somebody does need to pump the brakes a little bit before AEW actually books an obituary.
Yeah, exactly. Wrestling's supposed to look dangerous, not actually send you to the morgue.
I mean, so to wrap it up, Moxley's crazy, Darby's suicidal, Tony Khan's high, and AEW Creative needs adult supervision.
Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to check out our upcoming video about WWE and the AI potentially replacing the creative team. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of weird because, like, I do agree with her, but like we said, there's a whole bunch of different lines and angles to this. Like, so I think that overall she, you know, she's right, but I mean, this isn't for fucking kids. This is for adults. It's TV 14, so technically teenagers are watching it. So maybe that's what she's talking about, those kind of kids. But this angle did take it a little bit too far. But to be honest, I don't know. Just dial it down a little bit. You can still have all this crazy violence, but you don't need to drown somebody.
I mean, they've been trying to literally kill each other for like a month. It's goofy. It's unrealistic. Nobody's trying to kill each other like that without going to prison. And speaking of going to prison, we're going to end the prison of this segment and move on to the next one. What do we got, TJ?
All right, so it's what we had just talked about in the end of this one, but it's rumors of WWE that they're going to be using AI for creative, and they responded to that.
Who would do that?
Yeah, so apparently they're swearing that they're not using AI to write these storylines because, you know, when the shows feel robotic and soulless, it's just a coincidence.
Yeah, sure. And Vince never rewrote a script 5 minutes before showtime. Pull the other one.
The report came from some asshole at some place that charges $16 for a subscription for you to read his lies every month. And he said that WWE hired this guy, Cyrus Kawasari, to lead the transition into AI-based storytelling. Then Triple H had to come out like a substitute teacher going, no, he's just helping with production, not storylines.
Production. That's what they always say right before Skynet hits Gorilla. Don't worry, pal. It's only editing the crowd shots. Next thing you know, Roman Reigns is cutting promos written by ChatGPT.
Imagine that. Acknowledge me. Processing. Loading. Error 404. Line. Charisma. Not found.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if half their current scripts are AI. You think a human being wrote Nikki Cross runs laps around the ring for 10 minutes? That's not creative. That's a broken Roomba.
And Fightful says AI's just helping remove background noise. Yeah, like the sound of 15,000 people not caring, I guess. Maybe that's what they'll do.
Exactly. They don't need AI to fix their production. They need AI to book a compelling feud that doesn't end with a DQ finish every Monday night.
I'm picturing Michael Hayes and Paul Heyman fighting a robot in a meeting. Hayes is yelling about Freebird rules while the bot's calculating crowd engagement metrics.
And the bot wins because it doesn't have to listen to Bruce Pritchard talk for an hour.
They say AI isn't replacing the creative team. Oh, good. Well, we'll still get 14 writers arguing over who's pinning Jey Uso this week.
Yeah, thank God. I'd hate for artificial intelligence to ruin the spotless record of human incompetence.
So yeah, WWE's not using AI for storylines yet, but let's be honest. The minute that they figure out that it's cheaper than paying 12 guys to write what chance, it's probably going to happen.
Yeah. The future's coming, and it's going to have LED eyes and a headset. Welcome to Monday Night Raw, brought to you by Adobe Premiere and Bad Decisions.
Well, coming up next, brother, we're going to be talking about a human being doing something dumber than Ian. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about who we think's going to be winning the 2026 Royal Rumble. So, Rumble season's coming, right, Dave? I mean, what are we? It's usually around the third or second week of January, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, and I'm kind of already bracing for disappointment here. So it's kind of my favorite gimmick match. You know, it has been since I've been a kid. But I feel like the last few Rumbles have been kind of shitty. You know, they kind of had the energy of maybe getting a colonoscopy or something like that.
Well, yeah. Half the roster looks like they've wandered in by accident. The Royal Rumble used to make stars. Now it's just 30 guys in matching tights pretending it still matters while creatives backstage sniffing Sharpies.
And yet, I still get excited because I am a sucker. You know, I've been conditioned like a hog. You know, you hear the buzzer and you expect greatness, but you kind of get disappointment. I'm basically in an abusive relationship with, I guess, the Royal Rumble. So,
well, who are your picks?
My real picks here, going to be Braun Breaker, Gunther, and Roman. You know, I feel like Braun's the future. He's got that psycho intensity that makes you believe that he'd powerbomb his grandmother if it got into WrestleMania. He's what happens when 2003 Goldberg discovers pre-workout.
Yeah, Braun's built like a guy who eats drywall for protein. My list is AJ Styles, LA Knight, and Braun 2. AJ's got the respect pick, the last real worker left who doesn't wrestle like a TikTok stuntman. LA Knight's over as hell, which means they'll probably bury him by February.
You know, Gunther's one of my guys, though. You know, he's the only person left who kind of makes wrestling look like legit. You know, it's pretty violent, too. You know, everyone else is doing these choreographed jazz hands while Gunther's out there chopping people like he's tenderizing meat for a family of 8.
Yeah, every Gunther match looks like a war crime. He's the only dude that can make Roman look like he's running from a bill collector.
And speaking of Roman, if he wins the Rumble again, you know, I might be out of calling the Rumble my favorite gimmick match. I can't do another year him whispering promos like he's reading bedtime stories of Solo Sikoa. Give someone else a turn. I'm tired of this tribal sleep aid shit.
He was the champ for so long that his belt had equity.
Yeah, it did. I don't know, but let's get a little bit of nightmare if you want here. Use some dumb picks here. I think maybe a dumb pick for me might be like Logan Paul. You know, WWE loves that guy like a rich stepdad loves his boat. They'll hand him the Rumble, call it a crossover moment, and then we'll all be sitting there watching him, a YouTuber headline WrestleMania while the actual wrestlers work dark matches.
Yeah. Logan winning the Rumble would be Vince's wet dream. Blonde hair, abs, influencer money. He's basically if Mr. Beast discovered HDH.
Then there's Dominic Mysterio, the human mosquito. Every time that kid gets on a mic, I can feel my IQ drop. If he wins, I'm doing double the kratom that night.
Dom winning would be a pretty good twist, actually, but it's still way too early.
And creative might be dumb enough to do it. They'd spin it as some kind of coronation of the second greatest luchador in history.
Yeah, it's basically Ray's punishment for having sex.
Oh no. And then there's Grayson Waller. He's like if the Miz and a vape pen had a child. Zero charisma? Negative charisma, actually. And if he wins, the crowd noise will actually sound like a funeral home.
I'd rather see Hornswoggle come back and eliminate him. At least I'd get a pop.
Oh no. Honestly, if Ghost Vince showed up and won the Rumble, I believe that more than half these guys. Picture it. So we got hologram Vince eliminating Cody and cutting a promo about stock options at TKO.
My God, it's the specter of sexual misconduct.
And it still draw more heat than Logan Paul. But all jokes aside, I just want this Rumble to matter. Give us something that feels like wrestling.
And to matter.
Yeah. Not a marketing campaign. I don't need Mountain Dew presents the Prime Energy Rumble. I just want one genuine surprise, one pop that doesn't feel like a product placement.
Yeah, the Rumble is the only show left that still gives fans that jolt of nostalgia. The countdown, the buzzer, the chance that somebody real walks out instead of another recycled NXT project.
It's simple, I guess give Braun or Gunther, give them that win. Build something that feels earned. No YouTubers, no part-timers, no Dom crying about mommy for 6 more months. Well, he doesn't do that too much, especially since Liv's been gone, but I'm sure they will again here soon.
Hey, if Logan wins, I'm live streaming myself setting my ESPN Plus account on fire.
Oh, no. I'll bring the lighter fluid. My final picks, though, are Braun, Gunther, and Reigns. And Dave's got AJ, LA Knight, and Braun. And if WWE screws this up again, we're officially switching this podcast to competitive cornhole coverage, dudes.
Yeah, and at least they know how to book a finish.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. And this has been the news.
Whoa, dude. I can't believe it. So, we're totally going to talk about... We're going to bring back...
Wait, what did you say?
I said I can't believe it.
That guy sounds real upset in the background.
He does sound upset, doesn't he?
He's not happy.
Well, speaking of somebody that's not happy, it's going to be us because we're going to be talking about some goofs here, and we got another round of pusher pass for you nice fans out there, and the subject of this episode is going to be. Man, you hear that wheeze in my... Man, that's real nice. It's that time of year we got sinuses. Right? It's sinuses. You remember I was feeling shitty last week. I'm recovering.
Yep.
I feel pretty good today. But anyways, this is going to be on the Motor City Machine Guns. And Dave, it's push or pass. And today, like I just said, it's going to be on the Motor City Machine Guns, or as I like to call them, the Midlife Crisis Express. The internet made it sound like these guys were going to be the second coming of the Midnight Express. AEW wanted them. WWE wanted them. And when they finally signed, Wrestling Twitter acted like Jesus had just signed a 2-year deal with TNA.
Yeah, apparently we were supposed to be impressed that 2 guys who peaked during the Obama administration were finally back. Congratulations, you can still hit your double knees spot without throwing a hip.
They walked in, they won the tag titles almost immediately, and then they vanished almost immediately like the world's oldest magic trick. No promos, no heat, no energy. It was just kind of silence. The most excitement I felt during their matches was when I thought one of them might pull a hamstring.
Yeah, both of them look like they should be coaching CrossFit, not working Raw or SmackDown. They look like every guy who's ever said, I used to do backyard wrestling while limping through a Planet Fitness leg day.
One of them looks like a divorced dad trying to cosplay his own 20s. And then the other looks like he sells fake vintage wrestling tapes on Facebook Marketplace. These dudes age like milk in a tanning bed.
People call them legends. Legends of what? Gas station protein bars? They're the only tag team that could walk into catering and still look like they're working the indie merch tables.
And I don't want to hear about chemistry or work rate or any of that bullshit. That's what fans say when they don't have the guts to admit that they're bored. Yeah, they're smooth in the ring. So's NyQuil.
Every match looks like a AEW dark main event with better lighting. They're in there trading arm drags while the crowd's wondering when Roman's coming out.
Exactly. Every time they wrestle, I feel like I'm 2 creative wrestlers running through a tutorial mode. No charisma, no edge, no story, just moves. It's like wrestling Mad Libs. Maybe.
And And WWE pushed them fast, gave them the belts, some TV time, and within 2 weeks, you could practically hear the management going, "Oh shit, that's all they got."
Yeah, the only thing they've proven is that being an internet legend just means that you lasted long enough for people to pretend that they cared. They look like the before picture in an AEW nostalgia ad.
The hype around these guys was insane. You'd think they were curing cancer, not hitting double drop kicks in silence. Half the fan base acts like they invented tag team wrestling. They didn't even invent interest.
Tag wrestling in 2026 is already on life support, right? And then these two showed up to pull the plug. Yeah, they definitely did. AEW's tag division looks like an open mic night, and WWE is just pairing random guys together like it's speed dating. The Guns were supposed to fix that. Instead, it became another reason that it's dead.
Yeah, they're not the Motor City Machine Guns. They're the Motor City Machine Noise. All motion, no emotion.
They wrestle like they're trying to convince themselves that they're still relevant. It's sad. Every entrance looks like they're hoping someone in the crowd still remembers who they are.
The only pop they're getting now is their knees.
Oh no. Honestly, both of them could vanish tomorrow, and the only person who'd notice is the guy who runs their Wikipedia page. I don't get all the hype. I don't get all the nostalgia. I sure as hell don't get why anyone thinks that they're special.
They were great in 2008. So was MySpace.
Yeah, they're fine, but fine doesn't cut it in 2026. They're a nostalgia act with no nostalgia. Two good wrestlers with no reason to exist. It's a full-blown pass for me, man.
Big pass. The Motor City Machine Guns, the only team that can make winning belts feel like jury duty.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't get why they look so old.
Well, 25 years or whatever on the road, I guess.
I guess so.
I don't know.
Probably been partying a lot.
Fuck them.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what. Fuck them. That's great.
Fuck them. Hang up on them multiple times.
I think I might try to get another Ethernet cable or something, or a higher quality one, because this is just. I mean, it was doing this with the wireless too before, but that would make sense. But I just don't understand. Like, you feel like this cable will be fine.
Just
but,
did it a little bit there.
yeah, I don't understand it. You've been lagging a little bit too. I don't think that was
Weird.
Yeah, but anyways, we'll talk about this afterwards. We're gonna get on out of here.
Yeah,
dudes.
we're going to have to do some kratom,
Yeah.
to solve our problems.
Yeah, but
And you can go to kratom.com and enter in promo code Dave and TJ to get 20% off of a pound of kratom.
oh,
Kratom. It's good for you, for me, and for guys named TJ.
oh no.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna we're gonna be talking. Not. We might be, but not right now. But we're gonna be talking about our next episode here, and it's gonna be SmackDown and Dynamite, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then
Raw and Dynamite.
oh, well, what's today?
We'll see you guys on Friday.
What's today?
Today's Monday.
Fuck.
Dynamite or Raw's on right now.
I
It
can't-
just started 2 minutes
I can't
ago.
remember anything, man. I'm fucked. But
He
wha-
suffers from CRS, dog.
yeah, maybe I do. Whatever the hell that is. But we're gonna be talking about that.
Can't remember shit.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about that whenever it happens. Check out the social medias at OverMark ENT. We really appreciate you if you've liked us, subscribed us, checked out any of the videos. Appreciate you, Dave. We're always partners in crime in this shit. I'm not gonna hit him with anything too long here. I'm gonna sign out of here. I'm gonna get it to Dave, and then we'll get out. You guys have a good night.
Hell yeah. Much love, TJ. The show went by pretty fast. I can't believe how long it was, and we're going to get on out of here.
Have a good one, guys.
My mother's a fucking whore.
DJ's yelling at a gift, Dave's eating crab.
Fucking whore.
We skipped our bills to watch Raw live and ranked 800 wrestlers just to survive. Our muscles are fake,
She's a whore.
our takes are loud. We believe